Welcome to the first episode of our glove peeling miniserie. Before I'll teach you the basic movements you can do with gloves and different ways to peel off a glove, I'd like to tell you a little about its history. Because gloves have been around for centuries. It's not a new thing, but it has transformed. It's not the same kind of glove that used to be in the old days, but still. Gloves have been around for centuries, and they always had a kind of symbolic value to it. Throughout the years, they were mainly worn by nobility or religious figures. But gloves have always been part of ceremonies as well. Think about in the old days when someone handed you a glove, it meant you were a vessel to them, so you became their vessel. But also getting slapped in the face with a glove meant you were challenged to a duel. Or when a lady handed over one of her gloves to a knight, it meant she promised him love and faithfulness by its return. And in many cultures, judges used to wear gloves to symbolize their hands were clean. But also Victorian women wore gloves to protect their delicate skin, to be modest, so mainly the nobility wore them. But throughout years, gloves have had a symbolic value in the way that you handed them, you gave gloves as a gift to a loved one, and it was a very intimate kind of present to give. Something like today you would give lingerie to someone. In the old days, you would give gloves as an intimate present between lovers. Well, the elbow-length gloves like I'm wearing, so right beneath the elbow, these kind of gloves have been around in Europe since the 17th century, for as far as we know. And the upper-length long gloves, which I'll show you later on, they have been around since the 18th century, as far as we know. But in burlesque, when did we start using gloves? Well, from the early beginning of burlesque actually, because burlesque started in somewhere 1830-ish, which means Victorian time, where nobility wore long gloves. So a burlesque dancer, she took off her glove in public, which was considered to be a very erotic act, because that was something you weren't supposed to do in public when other people were watching, because you were supposed to cover up your skin. So that is a little, very short history about gloves and the kind of value or meaning they had throughout centuries. Before I'll teach you, before I'll show you some different types of gloves and different types of fabrics, I'll like to give you some performer tips. Like, step 1, please take off your jewelry, because you could damage your glove, which would be a sad thing, but also if you peel off your glove, your ring might come off and you might be twirling around your ring out in the open, and well, that's a bummer, because try to find it when you're on the stage, no good. So first step, take off all your jewelry. So I'd like to show you some different lengths in gloves, because you can have a lot of styles, colors, fabrics and lengths in gloves. So first up I'll go show you the wrist length of glove, which means if I put it on, it only covers my hand and just a little bit of my wrist. So those are the shortest form of gloves. You have like a little higher than the wrist kind of glove, so it's halfway my arm, as you can see. well, halfway until the elbow, I mean. Then you have like the elbow length gloves, which are the most easy to find, I think. So it's, when I stretch it, it's just above my elbow, as you can see. And then you have like opera length gloves. Oh, by accident I think I took the wrong one. Yes, I took the right one instead of the left one. So these are even higher than my elbow. They're almost up until my shoulder. So those are the opera length gloves. Those are the different lengths in gloves you can have. But you also can have a lot of different types of fabric. So you can have the satin-like, so it's very fancy. It can fit your ball gown, for example. You can have lace, stretch or non-stretch. This is non-stretch lace. And this, for example, is a little stretchy lace. You can have some shiny, wet look kind of fabric. I don't know if you see it very good. You can have like a synthetic nylon, which the downside there is it tears like stockings do, but a nylon kind of thing, or just plain cotton. Those are the kind of fabrics you can find most. You also have different styles of gloves. You can just have the plain simple kind of glove. Oh, I forgot another fabric. Velvet, also a possibility. You can also have the more, I don't know if you see it very good. Well, it's more decorated kind of glove. And you can have fingerless gloves as well. So it means it just goes around one finger and not all of your fingers. So that's a little background about gloves. So you have a lot of kind of possible fabrics, kind of lengths to choose from, and different styles with or without fingers. So, well, you can have a go with finding the glove that fits your outfit, fits your act. You can find them easily in carnival shops, dress-up shops. You can find them online, all kind of websites. You can find them easy, and you can make them yourself. Especially the fingerless gloves are not that difficult to make, but even the ones with fingers are, if you're a little handy with a sewing machine, it's possible to make yourself. Well, that was a little background about gloves. So I hope to see you again in the next episode, where I'll teach you some glove peeling methods.